Welcome to Ghouls Night Out with your hostesses, Brandee and Jodi. Hello, beautiful ghouls. Welcome. This is Brandee. I'm here with my sister, Jodi.
Hello.
Thank you for listening. So, we don't have any listener stories this week.
Boo.
Which is a bummer. So, email us your stories. I understand it's hard to, because a lot of people, I have anxiety about that kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
about
I do
you.
too.
So, if you are so inclined, GhoulsNightOutPodcast@gmail.com. We really don't care what the topic is about. Just make it interesting or funny or, something that we would enjoy. That would be great. So, you asked me about House on Haunted Hill, or what is it? The Haunting of Hill House?
Yes.
Haunting of Hill House on Netflix. I started watching it. And I really, really like it.
That's what everyone is saying on Facebook. Because
It's
I obviously, that's, the kind of thing I like to watch anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone's been saying that it was really good.
It is good. I mean, like I said, I haven't finished it yet, but so far I really like it. It's well made. So good. I suggest it, yeah.
I will definitely start watching it this weekend.
Okay, yeah, you're going to have to let me know how that is. And I also wanted to mention that next week we are going
I know, I'm so excited.
to Evansville. I know, I'm so excited. If you guys are just now joining us and you don't know what we're talking about, next week we are going on the haunted tour at the Evansville Library in Indiana. And there are legends of the gray ghost woman or whatever?
Something like that.
Yeah, and we're so excited.
I can't wait.
So we're going to go on the tour for that. So, yay. So I wanted to mention that just in case people are just now joining us, which I don't blame you if you are. Oh, and I also wanted to mention that we have found someone to draw a logo for us. We had mentioned it before that we were looking for someone to draw a new logo, and so we found someone, and she is working on it right now.
I can't wait to see what it looks like.
I know. We right now have no clue what is happening.
I have no idea.
So we're all going to find out together probably. But yeah, and she has a podcast with her boyfriend. I'm going to have to figure out what that is and give her a shout out.
Yeah.
So I'll let you know what her name is and her podcast. I honestly don't remember what it's about either. I think it might be like relationship advice or something like that. Because it's her and her boyfriend.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll mention that again soon. So did you hear, and I really, honestly, I didn't read a lot about it, but in China, they are developing an artificial moon.
Huh? Why?
To replace street lights. They want this artificial moon to light up the city and not disturb animals.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
How do you make an artificial moon?
I'm not sure.
Isn't that just a light?
Well, it is, but I think they're going to try and orbit it into space somehow.
Oh my god.
They did this once before, but whatever it was, the machine was destroyed in the atmosphere or something. Which I really regret not reading about it now. Because I'm bringing it up. But I thought it was really weird. And they're trying to create this artificial moon to light up the city. But they don't want it to be so bright. So they want it to look kind of look like a moon. So it doesn't disturb the wildlife.
They want some mellow lighting.
I guess. I don't know. It's kind of
all right.
Strange. But I'll look more into that, maybe. I had a bit of a hard time finding stories this week because, like I said, everything's terrible. It's the 13-year-old girl that's missing and her parents are shot in their house, and the grandmother tried to cook her granddaughter, and
we don't want to hear about that.
No, it's terrible. I actually thought about trying to maybe do some fun facts or something. I didn't know what to do, but there was a couple of stories. This student at Da Vinci Carter Academy High School in Davis, California, they allege that cookies were distributed to classmates on campus that contained the cremated remains of one of their peers' relatives.
Ew.
This kid had put the ashes from, I think it was a grandmother Well, it was a grandparent of some sort, but they put the ashes in these cookies and gave them to these kids.
For what reason?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, there was no health risk or anything like that, but just the nasty factor that you just ate my grandma. That's it's not cool. I don't know. It just says it was a challenge to deal with. They cannot comment on the matter. There was no health risk. It's just weird.
Very weird.
And, why would someone do that? It was just like a nuisance. That's basically what they...
prank or whatever.
But that's so not funny.
No, it's not.
That's not... you're right. I don't know why. Like, why in the world would someone do that?
I don't know.
But that's that story. The other one is, and this was the last story that I found, but do you remember when you brought up the skull-shaped... meteor. Yeah. It's getting ready to whiz by Earth again. Mm-hmm. I guess the last time was in 2015, and it's planning. I mean, it's not going to come really close to Earth this time, but
I think when I did my story, I was saying how close it was going to come by, and I think I said 300,000, and it's like 300 million miles. Like, that was really close.
Yeah, that would have been really close. I think you did say 300,000.
I think
miles.
I did.
That's funny.
I was thinking about it like a couple days later, and I was like, oh, shit. I think I said that wrong.
Well, we're only human people.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, that asteroid is going to come near Earth again, and like I said, they said it's not supposed to come super close like it has been in the past, but it's gonna whiz by. And it said that I think in 2027 and in 2029 it's gonna be coming by again, and it's named after the Egyptian god of evil, which is Apophis. I think that's how you say it.
Okay.
Actually, it says here that it will, in 2029, it's supposed to whiz by the Earth at a distance of only 23,239 miles.
Really?
So maybe 300,000 miles was right.
Oh. Okay.
Because, I mean, if 23,000 miles, that's really super close.
Yeah.
So you may have been right.
I don't know. So me and Amy are going to this little town called Metamora, Indiana.
I've heard of that, yeah.
And for other people that don't know what it is, it's a little town that has a bunch of old houses that people have turned into little shops.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going there tomorrow. But she sent me a link to it at work this week, and because I've never been there, she's been there before, and she just wanted to show me kind of what was there, and I was going through it and stuff, and they have a museum of oddities.
No.
Yes. I saw that. I zeroed in on that. I was like, oh my gosh. So I read it, and it's like, I'm trying to remember what I read. You pay $5 to go in.
Okay.
And it's dark.
Ooh.
They give you a flashlight. You have to walk through it with a flashlight.
What?
Yeah. I was like, oh my God. I can't wait to go.
That's cool. You're going to have to tell me how that went.
I know. I'll let you know. But I was like, I was more excited about that than the actual shops.
Yeah.
Baby's like, you're weird. I was like, yeah, so?
There's nothing wrong with that.
I was like, I think you've known that for a while now.
That's what you love about me, right? Oh, that's exciting.
I know.
Oh my
I
gosh.
get to do two things in two different
Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh, I'm jealous. I want to go. Yeah, you're going to have to tell me how that went.
If it's really, really good, we'll just have to
go
make a trip. It's only like an hour and 20 minutes away. So it's not very far.
Yeah, that's half the time it's going to take us to get to Evansville.
Yeah.
Yay. That's fun.
Yeah, that's going to be, I can't wait. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
And Amy's today is talking about it's supposed to rain and stuff. And she's like, well, we can just find something else to do. And I was like, no, it's not supposed to rain until later on at night.
We'll just spend time in the museum while it's raining. Spend the whole time there.
You're not ruining this for me.
Well, that's cool. go. I wonder what kind of stuff they have.
I don't know. It just said oddities. It didn't say anything about what they actually were.
You know, me and the kids and, well, my whole family just went to the Children's Museum in Indianapolis, and they have a Ripley's Believe It or Not exhibit.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, and they had a stuffed, cow with two faces.
Oh, yeah.
That was cool.
That's called something. What is it called?
Oh, I have no clue.
It's called, now it's going to bug me.
I don't know.
Where they take animals and...
Oh,
taxidermy.
Yeah, I kept thinking ventriloquism. That's not right.
That's not right.
It's not right at all.
Don't want no two-headed cow talking or even looking like it's talking.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. So yeah, they had that, and they had a picture of a two-headed cat.
Oh.
Or two-faced, I should say. It wasn't two-headed. And they had a chicken with 4 legs that was taxidermied. Mm-hmm. Had a bunch, a few things like that, which is kind of weird. Just like, oddities like that.
Yeah.
And they had a statue of the tallest man, like it was like an automated or animated thing. It was, he would stand up and sit down in this chair, and it was pretty cool. They had pictures of him, and it was
Didn't
fun.
the tallest woman ever, didn't she come from Indiana?
Yeah, she lived in Indiana, yeah. Or was born here.
Did Daddy say he met her?
I have no idea. They said, the only thing that I remember him saying was that they went to some sort of like a state fair or like a county fair one time, and they supposedly had a frozen Bigfoot.
Really?
And they saw this carcass, or it was supposed to be a Bigfoot.
Who's
dead.
they?
Mommy and Daddy, yeah.
Was it here in Indiana?
No, I don't think so. I think it was in Arizona.
Okay, yeah, I've actually read about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it Oofty Goofty?
I don't think so.
You guys listen to the dollop. It's the greatest.
Oofty Goofty.
No, but he said it was really small, like it was supposed to be a kid Bigfoot.
Oh, yeah.
But it was like, yeah, it was a dead hairy thing.
But no, actually, I have read about that.
Really?
But for some reason, I'm thinking that it's not there anymore.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I think, this was like a long time ago. So.
Yeah. Well, that's cool that you got to see it.
I know.
Even if it's not real, it's still cool.
Yeah. But yeah, they went and saw it one time, and he was telling me about it. It was just crazy. But yeah, those are my stories for this week. Like I said, I struggled to find anything that was worth, that wasn't going to bum us out, that I actually wanted to talk about.
Unfortunately, that's a lot of the news.
Well, yeah, some weeks I hit gold and I can find a bunch of them. But yeah, this week was not one of them. And even the ones that I had, the freaking putting your grandparents in cookies, no. So
yeah, that's not good.
No. So anyway.
All right. Well, this week, since we're coming up on Halloween,
yes,
I decided to do some fun facts about scary movies.
Oh, well, cool.
Yeah. So I got most of these from BuzzFeed.
Okay.
All right. So while on the set of The Exorcist, director William Friedkin would have the prop man randomly fire shotgun blanks to surprise the actors.
That's Friedkin awesome.
This was so he could... What was that?
Friedkin awesome.
You're such a dork. You know what's really bad? You had to spell it out for me. So what does that say about me? I'm just stupid. Anyway.
That's what happens when I try to make a joke.
This was so he could get more authentic and frightened reactions on camera.
That is hilarious, though. That would do it. That would do the trick for sure.
Yeah, that would
freak me out.
Definitely. The late H.R. Geiger, I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it, was responsible for all the creature designs in Alien. He incorporated a real human skull into the head of the alien.
Oh my gosh.
When asked about the skull, Geiger was once quoted as saying, "Don't ask me where I got it."
Oh, yeah?
Okay.
I wonder if it ever came out where he got it.
I don't know.
That's a little worrisome.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, though, I could see the skull part of the alien.
I can't picture it.
It's it's almost like a skull face, but like a big, long, like,
yeah.
That Saturday Night Live, the Coneheads.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like that, but it was like not straight up. It was like curved around.
Yeah.
With the kind of the skeleton looking face.
Yeah, that's right.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that again? Alien?
Alien. I haven't seen that movie in years.
Yeah,
that was a good movie.
Yeah.
Walnuts and dead chickens were used to create the gory noises heard in The Evil Dead.
Ew, what?
We had a chicken and we'd take a meat cleaver and wedge into it so you got the impact and a bit of the goo.
Ew.
Cracked walnuts work for a neck twist. The Evil Dead star Bruce Campbell told BuzzFeed last year.
Oh, gosh. I couldn't imagine working on a movie set like that. And
could you imagine just being that person that has to make sound effects?
No. Welcome to your first day. You get to cut up a chicken.
Woohoo!
Here, just stab this chicken with this. Just take it. You'd be like, what the fuck? That's what I would be.
What I get myself into? I just want to be a movie star.
And people like go to college for that stuff and like to work on
sad
movie sets and prop design and all kinds of sound effects. I mean,
I appreciate the movies that come out of it.
Yeah.
So you go. Scream was inspired by actual events that took place in Gainesville, Florida during the early 90s.
Really?
An American serial killer known as the Gainesville Ripper murdered students in rather disturbing ways. Screenwriter Kevin Williamson watched a news report about the murders and was scared out of his mind. The fear inspired him to write the opening scene for Scream.
Oh my gosh. That gives me chills. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because this first scene of Scream is the fucking scariest scene ever.
I know. And it was only in the 90s.
Yeah.
That wasn't that long ago.
No. Oh my gosh.
I need to look into those and see what they say.
Well, and when was Scream made? That was in the 90s.
In the 90s, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Linda Blair, who is best known for playing the possessed child Regan in The Exorcist, had a small cameo in Scream.
Huh.
She played a reporter who briefly hassles Sidney Prescott.
I did not know that either.
I probably did at the time that I saw the movie, but I don't really remember it now.
Huh. I wonder if it's something really obvious or if she's kind of like, kind of hiding in the back maybe.
I don't know.
Well, if she talks to Sidney is the main character. So she obviously, that's very interesting.
Yeah. Iconic late horror director Wes Craven also had a cameo. I didn't know it says late.
Huh.
Does that mean he's dead?
It sounds like it.
Huh. Anyway, Craven was best known for creating a Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. So for his cameo, he wore Freddy Krueger's hat and sweater.
Didn't the guy that played Freddy Krueger make a cameo in some sort of scary movie and he was wearing that? That's funny.
Probably. Due to the marketing around the Blair Witch Project, some people were convinced that actor Heather Donahue was actually dead and sent her mother sympathy cards.
Oh my gosh.
At the time of release, many people believed the events in the film were actually real. The film's official website had faux police reports and missing flyers for the cast were handed out at screenings.
That is fucking brilliant.
Do you remember when we went and saw it?
How could I fucking forget?
Oh my gosh, that was so freaky.
I wanted to leave so bad. I wanted to walk out of there, but I was too scared to walk out because
I didn't know you wanted to leave.
I wanted to leave so bad. I wanted the fuck out of there, but I knew nobody would come with me, and it was dark, and I was not going to get up by myself. I was so scared. I thought it was real.
Well, yeah, we all did.
Yeah, everybody did when that first came out.
Yeah.
It was
and then I found out it wasn't. I was like,
it was very disappointing.
It took like the whole thing and just made it just
not as scary.
Yeah, it was just like after that, it was just like it was alright.
Yeah, it was a freaky movie, but it was so much freakier when we thought it was real.
I know, that was awesome.
It was brilliant. It was awesome. I loved it.
I know, me too. The Blair Witch actors all agreed to stay in character while filming, but if they needed a timeout or wanted to comment on something, they would use the code word taco.
That's funny. I looked it up, and Wes Craven died in 2015.
Aww.
He had brain cancer.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, that's
sucks.
no good.
Yeah. The bundle of sticks shown in the film contained real human teeth and hair.
Ew.
The teeth are from co-director Eduardo Sanchez's dentist, and the hair is from actor Josh Leonard. That's just gross.
That is gross. Man, I just keep going back to in that movie theater, and we were all, it was the greatest.
It was, but man, I don't know. I think we might have said something about this before, but someone facing a wall, for some reason, that just is freaky.
Yeah, it is.
And that's what...
It's so unnatural.
Yeah.
The only time anybody would do that is if they were 4 years old and they got in trouble.
Out.
Yeah, it's very unnatural, and it's creepy.
That's what creeped me out the most out of the whole movie.
Well, and it was because, okay, you're sitting in this movie theater, and when it's daytime and they're just lost in the woods, yeah, that's scary, but it's not when it turns... If you guys haven't seen the Blair Witch Project, like, shame on you, because it's so old, but it's freaky shit. And, during the daytime, they're just lost, and, they're kind of arguing sometimes, and they're just trying to get out of these damn woods, which stay out of the woods. But the scary part was at night, and the screen is black. Mm-hmm. So it was completely pitch black in that movie theater, and all you hear is the surround sound of stuff around this tent that we were supposed, and it was just brilliant. Yeah. It was so well made, and the very end.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say the very end when he is standing like that, and that's the last thing that you see. It is so creepy. It's just the greatest.
And that movie came out, it was like the first movie that was
found footage.
Well, supposedly, like a documentary type thing.
Yeah, I mean that was
or like a reality.
Exactly. That was
show.
Before like ghost hunters.
Oh yeah,
I mean nobody had ever seen like quote unquote found footage before, it wasn't point of view footage yet.
Exactly.
And that made it so much more realistic, and it made it so much scarier. It was great.
Yeah, and when they're sitting there saying, this is real.
Yeah, and they had thank you police department.
Yes, it was great.
It was great.
It was. Michael Cera auditioned for the role of Cole in The Sixth Sense. I think I can picture who this is, but I'm not real sure who Michael Cera is.
He is, let's see, he's been on so many things. Have you seen Superbad?
Yes. Okay. That's who I thought it was.
Yeah.
All right. He didn't know it was about dead people, so he was upbeat and optimistic in his audition.
Oh, that's great. How did he not know?
I don't know. Maybe he wasn't paying any attention or something.
That's hilarious.
M. Night Shyamalan comes from a family full of physicians. He was expected to become one too, but instead he fell in love with film at an early age. As a nod to his family, he had a cameo as a doctor in The Sixth Sense.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good movie too.
That movie, everyone was talking about it, and me and my ex-husband were in Florida with his mom and dad when Sixth Sense was out, and his mom wanted to go see it. I was like, all right, I'll go with you,
Yeah.
Through this whole movie, I'm like, what the fuck is everyone going on about this movie for? It is so boring. I wanted to leave so bad. I'm like... And then the end comes, I'm like, oh,
I know.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
And that just made the whole movie.
Heck yeah, it did.
Was
I
so
love that.
Awesome.
I love that when when movies do that.
Yeah, and I knew like a split second before it was revealed.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Saw was inspired by a news story. When he was just 17, Saw director James Wan watched a news report about a man who broke into people's houses to tickle the feet of sleeping children.
I've heard about that.
It scared Juan so much that he slept with a hammer beside his bed. When the man in the reports was eventually caught, he revealed that he didn't commit the crimes on his own and was forced to do it.
Oh my
This
God.
sparked the idea behind forcing characters to do what they're told. The tickling criminal was also apparently sent a jigsaw piece that told him to do what he did, which was the inspiration behind the jigsaw killer in the films.
Holy shit.
That's creepy.
That is creepy.
The iconic puppet from Saw, known as Billy, was so precious to filmmakers James Wan and Lee Wannell that they paid for it to have its own seat on a flight from Melbourne to Los Angeles.
Oh my God.
Said this was back when the pair were trying to get the film made in Hollywood and only had one puppet.
Huh.
The original wooden puppet was also handmade by Wan.
Oh, wow.
Hence why Billy was too special to just throw in a suitcase. I don't watch those.
Oh, you don't? Have you ever
No.
seen them?
No.
Oh, really?
I don't like movies that have like torture in them.
Oh, well, then you definitely...
It's too real, I guess. It could really happen.
It could absolutely could.
You know, when you've got like, you know, the monsters and the ghosts. And
Yeah.
You don't really feel like that could really happen.
Yeah.
Even though ghosts, I guess that could happen, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I enjoyed the Saw movies because it didn't have the gore and stuff. Because, it had the gore, but it didn't,
I don't mind gore.
I'm talking about, the monsters and stuff, the visual creepy. I don't care for that as much as you do. You like that kind of stuff, and I'll watch it, but if it's something that I can close my eyes and see later, I don't like that.
Yeah.
But the Saw movies, I think it was the second one, the part that still makes my skin just, crawl is this girl is pushed into a pit of syringes.
Oh.
So trying to get out, she's stabbed multiple times.
That
and
sucks.
Yeah, stuff like that where it makes your skin crawl and you're just like, I can handle that. But seeing something down a dark hallway that's creepily.
That's cool.
That creeps me out.
I love that.
That's when I'm trying to go to sleep at night and I shut my eyes and that's all I can see. That's what I don't like about it.
Oh, I like that. and movies like The Purge, I don't like those.
Oh, I liked that.
I don't.
That scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, it is scary. It's too scary.
Yeah. Have you ever seen The Strangers?
No, I don't think so.
That movie is so scary because one, it was based on a true story, or it's supposed to be based on a true story, and two, it's about this couple goes to a wedding and then afterward they go to this cabin inside in the woods.
I think I remember seeing previews about that.
Well, these people start knocking on the door and they start fucking with them, because they when they open the door, nobody's there. They'll look in the back, and it's these people with masks on.
Oh.
And they eventually get in the house and tie them up and kill them. But it's so scary because, what's stopping people from doing that?
Exactly. That's why I don't like those kind of movies.
That's scary.
I live alone. I don't think that, a werewolf or Dracula is going to come to my door.
Yeah, you're right.
But you know what? A serial killer can come to my door.
Well, yeah, and bang on your door and then you open it.
Shut up.
I can't believe you did that. And I can't believe you didn't tell me about it. I'm so mad at you.
I can't believe I'm serious. As I was opening the door, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? And I immediately shut it again. It's like, what the hell? I'm so stupid.
Oh, gosh.
All right. Where was I at?
We're talking about something.
I think we're still on Saw.
Yeah.
Billy has also popped up in movies other than Saw. He was briefly shown as an Easter egg in Insidious, Dead Silence, and Death Sentence. This is because all 3 films were also directed by Wan. Wolf Creek is a real place. It's located in Western Australia and is actually known as Wolf Creek. That must be a movie that I've never seen.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
John Jarrett, who played serial killer Mick Taylor way too convincingly, actually used to be the host of Australian lifestyle show Better Homes and Gardens. He's really not so scary once you listen to him talk about clotheslines. I have no idea what we're talking about. We must still be on this Wolf Creek.
Oh, yeah.
I have no idea what that movie is. I guess I'll have to check it out. Paranormal Activity director and writer Oren Peli filmed the movie in his own home. Despite its scary reputation, Peli later had no issues selling the house.
Man, that was a good movie, too. Did you ever see that?
Yes, I did. Yeah, those were good. I think I've watched all of them except maybe the latest one.
How many were there?
Gosh, 6 maybe? I don't know.
What? Seriously?
I think.
Oh, shit. I've only seen like half of that. I thought there was like 3.
I think that's right. I don't know. The doll from The Conjuring and its spin-off Annabelle is based on a real-life doll that looks very different. The real Annabelle is just a regular Raggedy Ann doll. Eli Roth's cannibal film, The Green Inferno, was shot in a remote village in the Amazon. It took 5 hours of travel every day in Land Rovers, plus 90 minutes up a river to access the location.
Whoa.
That's going a little overboard, if you ask me.
Yeah, that's excessive.
In fact, it was so remote that the locals had never seen a film before.
Oh, my God.
The producers showed them Cannibal Holocaust, which they thought was a comedy and the funniest thing they've ever seen. Alrighty.
Oh, my God.
Won't be spending the night there. They're like, oh, yeah, we do that all the time. Actress Lorenza Izzo almost died while filming The Green Inferno. She was thrown into a river with a rock to cling onto, but the water pulled her under and she almost drowned.
Oh, shit.
Due to the challenging and remote film locations, things like this happened a lot, according to Roth. And Roth, who is also the man behind Hostel and Cabin Fever, has previously stated that the best way to make gory scenes more realistic is to use fruit, saying, "A grape makes an amazing eyeball when photographed at the right angle." It Follows. Director David Robert Mitchell didn't actually pitch the movie. Instead, he made an elaborate lookbook because he believed the concept for the film was so silly that he avoided saying it out loud. I don't think I've seen that movie either.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
It sounds familiar,
Yeah.
but I haven't seen it.
Wonder how old it is.
I think it's pretty recent.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And although the movie has an 80s vibe, it actually doesn't fit into any time period. The film deliberately keeps you guessing about the era it's in because it's placed outside of time. It's a little confusing, but Mitchell said the ambiguous time period is to suggest that it's all a dream or a nightmare.
That's cool.
Yeah.
There was a movie, I don't even remember what it was, but you just couldn't quite... Oh, it was Maniac on Netflix. That show with... what's his name? Noah... Seth... I don't know this guy's name at all.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Emma Stone.
Yeah.
And, what's that guy's name?
I thought it was Noah.
Noah. Anyway, Maniac on Netflix.
I could not watch that.
You should have kept going.
Oh.
It gets pretty... I mean, I watched the first season, and you seriously end the first season like, what the fuck? But it gets better.
Oh.
If you only watch like the first three kind of suck.
Okay.
But keep watching it.
I might give it another try.
Yeah, it gets... I would wait until like after Halloween though, because it's definitely like a drama.
Oh. Okay.
So it's not scary or anything.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch scary movies right now, like don't.
Okay.
But yeah, if you're looking for something to watch, after Halloween, I would try it again.
Alrighty. The Babadook was inspired by a strange story writer-director Jennifer Kent heard in the early 2000s. Kent had a friend with a young son who was convinced he was being stalked by an imaginary boogeyman.
Aww.
His mother would pretend to talk to the creature in order to calm him down. And years after the release of the movie in 2014, the monster in the film has bizarrely now become a queer icon online. The Babadook was shown as an evil and terrifying creature, but thanks to Twitter, he's now seen very differently.
That's weird.
Yeah. I was just going to say I've never seen that one either.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
I haven't been watching scary movies. My friend that I used to watch scary movies with moved out of state, and scary movies just aren't fun unless you're watching them with somebody, so I haven't watched many lately. The Witch director Robert Eggers revealed it bothers him that you can see Anya Taylor-Joy's earring holes in the film. He said in the DVD commentary that he wished he had CG'd them out. Although he also commented on his own pickiness by adding that maybe that's getting insane.
What movie was that?
The Witch.
I've never seen that.
I started to watch it and I couldn't get into it. Joaquin Phoenix was originally meant to star in Split before James McAvoy was cast.
Really?
Yeah. Phoenix previously worked with Split director M. Night Shyamalan on 2 of his other films, The Village and Signs. I loved Signs.
Yeah, that was
Oh my gosh, I loved that movie.
I want to watch that again. I haven't seen that in
years.
years.
I do too. I thought I had it, but I don't know if I still do or not. The great thing about that movie is that you never really saw. I mean, you saw little pieces of what it was. I know it was so awesome.
Yeah. That I can still picture that kid's birthday party scene. Remember when they show it on TV? It's like the first news story that they show when all this is going down.
I don't remember.
Oh, it's like this kid's birthday party. It's on TV that they're watching this video. It's this kid's birthday party, and then they're shooting like down, looks like maybe like an alley, and this giant alien thing like crosses across the
I vaguely
alley.
Remember that. You know what I remember
creepy.
the most about the whole movie?
What?
Is when they're stuck in that closet.
Yeah.
And they look under the door.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's definitely the creepiest part.
Oh, that is scary.
It's really good. I can't imagine Joaquin Phoenix as the guy from Split, though.
No. James McAvoy was awesome.
I love him.
Oh,
he's such a good actor.
Yeah, he is. That was a great movie.
Yeah, it was.
James McAvoy broke his hand while filming Split.
Oh, shit.
It happened after he hit a door that he thought was fake, but was actually solid metal.
Oh! Ow! Ooh.
Eddie Murphy's 1983 comedy special Delirious inspired Get Out. In the routine, Murphy makes fun of white people in movies for not leaving haunted houses, saying, if there's a ghost in the house, get the fuck out.
Have you seen Get Out?
I don't think so.
Oh, it was pretty good.
Was it?
It's very, it's one of those, I mean, it could never happen because I don't want to give anything away if you haven't seen it.
Is that the one where they're ghost hunters?
No.
Oh.
No, this is where it's this couple, she's white, he's black, and she takes him home for like a weekend or something like that to meet her family.
Okay.
And everyone is white there. It's her family, and everyone that works on their big house and the gardener, cook, everybody that works there is black.
Oh.
And they're all very polite and quiet. And it's very mind-fucky.
Oh.
So it's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, there's a twist at the end that I didn't see coming.
Oh, don't tell me. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, no, I won't tell you. But
okay. There were several alternate endings to Get Out, all of which were quite dark. According to writer-director Jordan Peele, one of those endings involved the main character, Chris, being taken away by the police and put in jail for killing a white family.
No, I think the way they did it was better.
Daniel Kaluuya, I'm not sure if I said that right, who played Chris in Get Out, is actually British. He played Posh Kenneth on Skins and worked as a writer on the show when he was still just a teenager.
Do you watch Black Mirror?
No.
Why not?
I don't know.
It's good. He was on at least one episode of that.
Oh.
It's like the Twilight Zone, but like a modern.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of them?
No, I don't think so.
They're crazy, and most of them. Well, I won't tell you, but I mean, it's like one of my favorite things is when there is an alternate world.
Yeah.
Like where shit would never happen. And that's a lot of those episodes where it's like, it's a different world. So crazy shit is happening. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? And they're really good.
I don't think I've seen it yet because I like shows that are a continuing story.
Oh, well, yeah, these are like the Twilight Zone. It's just like one episode, but they're good. I mean, they're really good. I like them.
I'll probably end up watching them at some point.
I recommend it.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a complete waste of time. It's not like like I said, they're one episode, they're like an hour long, and it's just a small short story.
Yeah.
So they're pretty good.
Jordan Peele plans on writing more horror movies. In a Reddit AMA, he said he has several social thrillers marinating, and he intends on writing and directing all of them. Am I boring you?
No, sorry. I was going to tell you I was listening to one of our episodes today, and I audibly heard you yawn while I was talking. So I can't cut them all out. So now I'm doing it to you.
Okay. Well, we do this pretty late.
Yeah.
So. Psycho is the first American film to feature a toilet.
What?
Psycho is the first American film to show a toilet on screen.
That's funny.
It's also the first American film in which we hear a toilet being flushed. That's just how repressed Americans were in the 1950s.
Oh my gosh, that's really funny. That's really funny.
The Halloween script didn't call for a specific kind of mask. The mask for Michael Myers was only described as having the pale, neutral features of a man. And for the movie, the design was boiled down to two options. Both were cheap latex masks painted white and bought for under $2 a piece at a local toy store by production designer Tommy Lee Wallace. One was a replica mask of a clown character called Weary Willie, popularized by actor Emmett Kelly, and the other was a stretched-out Captain Kirk mask from Star Trek. Carpenter chose the whitewashed Kirk mask because of its eerily blank stare that fit perfectly with the Myers character.
If he's a clown, why is he weary?
Anyway. The original ending of Fright Night was much different. The film's original ending saw Peter Vincent transform into a vampire while hosting Fright Night in front of a live television audience. I loved that movie.
What is it?
Fright Night.
I've never seen that.
Oh, that's a classic.
I've never seen that.
Oh, it was good.
I need to watch it, I guess.
Yeah. Don't watch the remake.
Okay.
Child's Play was inspired by a real event.
What?
In 1909, Key West painter and author Robert Eugene Otto claimed that one of his family's servants placed a voodoo curse on his childhood toy, Robert the Doll. Supposedly, the doll would mysteriously move from room to room, knock furniture over, and conduct conversations with Otto. Robert the Doll was left in the attic until Otto's death in 1974, when new owners moved into his Florida home. The new family also claimed mysterious activities would happen in the house connected to the doll. Today, Robert the Doll is on display at the Custom House and Old Post Office in Key West, Florida.
Oh my gosh, that is creepy.
Yes, it is.
I had no idea that was based on Robert the Doll.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh my gosh. I can't get over how scary dolls are when they're supposed to be haunted.
I know.
And
it's so funny because they're supposed to be like this, childhood.
Well, I mean, if you really use your imagination and picture a doll like running around.
Oh no, stop it.
No,
that actually gave me chills when you said that.
Stop. I know, it's the scariest thing. I can't even go there. That's just and again, very unnatural. Those are the scariest.
You wonder what they're doing while everyone's asleep and in bed.
Oh my god. it's so innocent. It's so innocent. It's supposed to be.
Yeah, well.
Oh my gosh.
We have to ruin everything. Don't you know that?
Yeah, I guess so.
An actual witch was hired to help make the craft more authentic. Now I loved that movie.
Yeah, that's a
I would
good
watch that
movie.
movie over and over.
That is a good movie.
To make sure that the depiction of Wicca in the craft was as close to real life as it could be, the filmmakers hired Pat Devin as a consultant. Devin is a member of one of the largest and oldest Wiccan religious organizations in United States, Covenant of the Goddess, and at the time, she was the first officer of the group's Southern California local council. Devin played a big role in the production process and at times worked directly with the actresses. A lot of my suggestions were acted upon, and virtually all of my suggestions were given careful consideration, Devin shared, even if they didn't all end up in the final version of the film.
That's really fucking cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
I like that. And that makes me like The Craft even more.
I know.
Yeah, that's a great
awesome movie.
It is.
Steven Spielberg thought his DVD copy of Paranormal Activity was haunted. As the urban legend goes, Spielberg, whose DreamWorks Studios was considering distributing Paranormal Activity, took a DVD of the movie home to watch, but then got freaked out when the door to his bedroom locked by itself. So the whole story about how the door in his bedroom got locked from the inside, personally, I believe it, Pelly told MoviePhone. It's not something marketing department just came up with before releasing the movie. Spielberg famously carried the DVD to work in a trash bag because he thought it was haunted. Despite the shock, Spielberg loved the movie and suggested a new ending that was used in the theatrical release.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Buffalo Bill's dance in the Silence of the Lambs was not in the script, but it was in the original book, and Ted Levine, the actor who played the serial killer James Gumb, insisted that the scene be included because it helped explain the demented character better.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was creepy.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's all I've got on those.
All right. Okay, well, what I did this week is I did people describe eerie gut feelings that proved to be correct.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I did a little bit of a different thing this week too. So my first one is called Mother Knew Best from Mutts and Malarkey. Not me, but my mom. When I was about 10 years old, I got invited to spend the night at my really good friend's home. My mom said no. I begged her to let me go, but she was adamant that I couldn't. She said she just didn't feel right about it and that no amount of pleading was going to change her mind. A few weeks later, my friend's dad was arrested for child pornography.
Oh, that's great.
After he went to trial, it was found that he had also molested several young girls. He would have his daughter invite them over for slumber parties and then touch them while they were asleep. If my mom hadn't trusted her gut feeling, I could have been one of his victims.
Moms are awesome.
Fuck yeah, we are. Don't forget it. Okay, so next one is called They Avoided Dying in a Ferry Wreck from Eleanor85. Not me, but my dad, my family, and some of my parents' friends were supposed to go abroad and take part in a wedding. The day before we were supposed to go, my dad woke up after a nightmare in full panic. I remember thinking it was scary to see a grown man being so afraid of a nightmare, but it resulted in us not going, and I was so mad because I was looking forward to it for ages and told all of my friends at school about it. But my dad refused to go. It was September 28th, 1994. The country we were supposed to visit was Estonia, and the ferry we were supposed to be on sank that night, where 852 people died.
Ooh.
My dad later described the feeling as an alarm inside my body shouting at me that this is wrong and will not end well. Don't do it. The alarm was so strong it could not be ignored. It was not like a normal worry before you go on a long trip. The normal worry is like a car alarm going off on your street. You notice it, but pay no attention to it, and so it goes away. This was more like an explosion.
Wow.
So, yeah, he saved a bunch of lives, it sounds like. His whole family.
That's cool.
Yeah. Reminds me of when, right after we had Tyrion, Aaron woke up after he had a nightmare. I mean, just freaking out. I had never seen him like this before, and since. And he was like, where's Tyrion? Where's Tyrion? Like, he was freaking out. He had a dream that I gave her away. to these people. And I'm like, we can't take care of her, so I gave her away. And he was like, I mean, devastated. It was, I know, it was, but he was in full panic mode. Like, he was like,
wow,
where? And I was
crazy.
like, she's in bed. Why? Like, why? What's wrong? That reminded me of that. Okay, so my next one is Predicted Grandpa's End by Pup7877. When I was 8, I told my father not to go on a date that night because something bad was going to happen. He told me not to worry, that I would be fine with my grandfather. When grandfather and I, got back to his house, he laid on the couch and died in front of me from a stroke.
Oh, that's so sad.
I know, and he told his dad and he wouldn't listen.
What was that?
I don't know. I think someone dropped something upstairs. That was loud. Okay. Saved Dad from Dying of an Overdose from Blind Rapture. When I was in my late teens, I was hanging out with a friend in my room. Suddenly, I started feeling panicky with something telling me to leave the house. I decided to listen to my gut and told my friend that we had to go to the store right now. We went outside to find my dad passed out in his truck and looking really sick and pale. My friend and I pulled him out of the truck and called 911 while I performed CPR on my dad and saved his life. Later, I found out he had overdosed and choked on his own vomit. Who knows what would have happened if I didn't have the overwhelming urge to walk to the store for no reason. He was always a drug addict, but hid it very well with help from my mom, and that was the first time I had found out about this problem. We did know that he was an alcoholic, but heroin was his drug of choice. So, holy crap.
Yeah.
Next one is Mom Canceled Her Babysitting Job from Lucas Sider. Not me, but when my mother was a teenager, she was supposed to go babysit for this family that she babysat for many times before. She had a bad feeling about it one night and called them. They pleaded with her that it would only be for a few hours, but she insisted and they said okay and got another babysitter. That night, their house was broken into and the other babysitter was raped. I sometimes think of how different her life would be if she did go that night. My mom's been through a lot of stuff.
Wow.
That gave me chills.
Yeah.
Good for you for trusting your gut. Because knowing me, if they pleaded with me, I would have been like, fine. I would have been like, that's fine. I'll go.
Yeah.
That would have been me. Okay, so next one is the sign post went through the window from D00 dude, I think. Or Doozer dude. I don't know. I was in a car on the freeway in the back seat when I felt super nervous and I ducked and curled into a fetal position. A couple seconds later, we crashed and a sign post came through my window a few inches above me.
Oh my gosh.
So if he wouldn't have ducked, they would have been probably decapitated. That would not have been cool.
Once again, it's the work of guardian angels.
Absolutely. I believe if it's your time to go, there's nothing you can do. But if it's not, something's like, Okay, and my last one is Felt Something in the Bushes from Nikki Tikki Tavi. I was walking home from a party when I was in college. It was 6 a.m. and actually a little bright, very pretty, and very quiet. All I could hear were my footsteps. I was still in my dress and heels and one house away from where I lived. A horrible feeling came over me, so I stopped, took my shoes off, and stayed perfectly still. About a minute later, I was starting to doubt myself when a man stepped out of the hedges and looked straight at me. I turned around as casually as possible and went down an alley. As soon as I was out of his line of sight, I took off and ran into my house, locked the door, and turned to look out the window. He came running around the corner with a knife about 2 seconds later.
Oh my gosh. I have got the biggest case of chills.
I do too.
That is crazy.
Girl, what the fuck, man? How did they know? How did she know that something was... Oh, my gosh.
And that dude was probably like, what the heck?
I know. She's probably like, where'd she go? Fucking douchebag.
How'd she know I was there?
Aw. Sorry you didn't get to attack someone, you scary perv. Okay, so that was all mine.
All right, I guess it's time for the witty wrap-up.
Yay, witty wrap-up.
For the second week in a row, my son and I were the only ones who showed up for his soccer team's practice. Frustrated, I told him, please tell your coach that we keep coming for practice, but no one is ever here.
Oh my God.
My son rolled his eyes and said he'll just tell me the same thing he did before, which was that practice is now on Wednesdays, not Tuesdays.
Oh my God. Oh my God, I would beat the child. Oh my gosh.
Could you imagine that mother? I would just be like, I would be speechless.
Yeah, what do you say to that? Seriously. I would look at them and be like, are you freaking kidding me?
Get out so I can beat your ass.
Oh my gosh. That is hilarious. You know, she had to have said something to him before.
Yeah, because he's asked before.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
When my 5-year-old daughter came down with a virus, I took her to the doctor's office. Holding her hands, I explained the sad facts. The doctor is now going to draw some blood. Calmly and stoically, she responded, "Whose?"
Oh, poor baby. Oh, she has no idea.
I hope it's yours and not mine.
Aw.
After painting the bedroom walls, my husband prepared to put back the pictures. How should I hang them, he asked. Too high or too low? Always happens.
Yeah.
How was your first day of school? Asked my kindergartner.
What a thoughtful kindergartner.
How was your first day of school? I asked my kindergartner. Fine, she said. They want me to come back tomorrow.
Awesome. Yeah. You made it.
And every day for another 12 years.
Aw.
Or 16 if you go to college.
Yeah.
We're not sure how it happened, but my 3-year-old nephew James got his tricycle stuck under another bicycle's tires and gear mechanism. My 4-year-old kid Rowan watched him patiently and painstakingly extricate the trike. Then he turned around to us and declared, "Him's a genius!"
Oh, that's cute. I really like the name Rowan.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
My ex-husband hosted a graduation party for our son that included his new family and mine. My confused nephew wondered who was my son's father. When I pointed him out, he asked, "Do you know him?" Well, kids, sometimes we think we do, but
yeah, really.
We don't actually.
No, usually we don't.
A book I'd ordered arrived in the mail. I unwrapped it and flipped through its pages. My 21-year-old son, Sean, was at the other end of the table, gesturing as if he wanted to see the book. I started to hand it to him when he stopped me. "No, I'll take the trash," Sean said. "What would I do with a book?"
What would I do with a book?
That sounds like my son. We had just pulled up to the pig farm when my aunt bolted out the front door of her home to greet us. After hugs and kisses, Dad asked about my uncle. "He's in the barn with the pigs," she said. "Don't worry, you won't have any trouble finding him. He's the only one with a hat on."
That's hilarious.
After my mother suffered a bout of serious headaches, we persuaded her to visit her doctor. While we were in his office, the doctor asked, "Have you been seeing any flashes of lights or auras?" "I don't know," Mom said. "I didn't have my glasses on." We were driving to dinner when my 5-year-old shouted, "Guess what? I know the F word." Saying to myself, "Now it starts," I asked him what it was. He proudly announced, "Phonics."
Aww. No.
Just as I got out of the shower, my 3-year-old son walked into the bathroom. As I frantically grabbed for my robe, he quickly assured me, "It's okay, Mom, I won't laugh." Oh, that was my last one. I had blank paper and I was... Oh, well.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much again for listening. We really appreciate it. And send us your stories. We want to hear them. Again, if they're funny, we can use them for a witty wrap-up. Any other story that you want to send it to GhoulsNightOutPodcast@gmail.com. Also, like our Facebook page, and you can join our Facebook group. We post almost every day. So look that up, and we will talk to you next week.
Later.
Bye.